Hi everybody, this is Jane, and I am so excited for today to talk to you guys about, well, just a little something that's happened to me. This segment, as you see, is labeled GI Baby Chronicles. So yes, it's true, I am pregnant, so super excited about that. And I just really wanted to just share a little bit of my story. We all have different stories about, just where we're at in all of our journeys of life. And I just know that by sharing mine, hopefully it can just help somebody else that's out there. So, hey, for those that don't know me, my name is Jane. In the fitness industry, I've been a personal trainer for 7 years now and been married 11 years. And so finally, I know everyone's probably wondering, I just found out 2 weeks ago, yesterday actually, that I'm pregnant. And so I'm 9.5 weeks along and feeling fantastic, first of all, which is such a blessing. So thankful. But I really just wanted to just share a little bit about my perspective on that. For those that don't know me super well as a close friend, my history, honestly, with pregnancy and childbirth has not been a fantastic perspective. And part of that, which I shouldn't blame it on something in particular, but really my job as a trainer, hey, I hear it from all my women, pregnancy, childbirth, these things, they say, did this to my body, and they tell me all the most terrible things that it did to their bodies. And don't get me wrong, not all women are like that, but I get it. And I've heard a lot. And so in my mind, knowing how hard I've worked for everything that I've done and them telling me all these things about how it just ruins their body, it can never get it back, it really, it didn't instill a ton of confidence in me, which is bad. It's on my end. I've competed against women in fitness shows that have 8-packs and literally one gal had 5 kids, okay? So I know it's entirely possible. It's just more often than not, I don't see it done super, I don't want to say see it done well. That's a bad way to say that, but just a lot of people have a lot of problems with their pregnancies, whether it's weight gain or just feeling really frustrated with all those things. And again, I see them after that when they're trying to work on that, okay? So in the past, again, this is just like one weird topic for me that has just always been something very hard for me to kind of mentally work through. And I do not mean to offend anyone in this. I admire moms so much, and I'm number 4 of 5 kids. I'm super grateful to my mom for having me, don't get me wrong. But again, pregnancy and childbirth, honestly, a lot of girls, they just dream of having kids and being pregnant and all that stuff. And I really, this is gonna sound so terrible, guys, but I'm just being really honest with you guys. I always just thought it was really disgusting and gross and just not wonderful, okay? Grew up in the country, seen animals being born. Like, it's not a pretty wonderful process. I just didn't feel that way about it. And I know that, we knew that we wanted to have kids, and I just really have been praying about it for years. And it was really over the last 8 to 10 months that God had just given me a really big peace about it, just saying, hey, my timing is perfect. And I'm going to ask you to do some big things all at once, like build a business and, build another business and then have a kid and all this kind of stuff. And I just felt like he was really kind of telling me hey, you're going to be doing all these things, but it's okay. It's my timing. And God always loves reminding this, if it's so big that I can't do it on my own, that's fantastic, because that means that he's gonna step in and prove himself. And obviously if it's so small that I can do it on my own, then I don't need God. And that's definitely me not fulfilling my purpose and what I need to be doing. So I had to remind myself of that. So when we found out 2 weeks ago, and again, this was a surprise, it was not intentional, shall we say, I was really completely at peace with it, which is a huge step from where I have been. My husband is the one that has the pregnancy app and is so excited, which is just so wonderful to see, and it makes me happy. But it can be kind of weird for me because I'm at peace with it and I'm okay with it, but I'm not like, I can't wait. Okay, where usually I'm a very excited person, you tell me you're gonna feed me tacos, I'm like, oh yeah, so good. So I feel sometimes a little bit guilty when people are like, aren't you so excited? I am, but in my mind, I'm going through, okay, this is kind of my go time. I've done a ton of research on pregnancy and fitness and all these kinds of things. And research is fantastic and knowledge is great. But as we all know, until you actually go through something, sometimes, well, okay, obviously you guys know that you don't have to go through, being on crack to know that it's not good to do it. But I'm just saying, going through this process, I'm obviously going to learn firsthand, what I've learned, if it's really applicable or not. And again, I know every pregnancy is so different. Every person is different. That's why they call it the practice of medicine. They're practicing on us because every person and every body is different. But you guys, I'm really excited to share my whole journey with this, my fears, my victories, what I'm eating, what I'm working out, how I'm dealing with all this. And I certainly don't want to annoy you guys, but at the same time, I really do want to let you guys know how I'm doing all of this, because I do know that pregnancy is a really big thing for women, obviously, but really how to do it well and how to come out at the end of all of it, really just feeling blessed in all of it, I guess. And so, I'm just going to share with you guys, that's kind of my story, and that's where I've come from. So when people ask me these things, I'm very blessed. I am excited, but I know that my level of that is a little different, just because, again, in my mind, I'm a little bit. I don't want to say I'm definitely not in any way anxious or nervous at all in any way. I'm just very aware of what I need to do, I feel like, and to pay attention to. And I really want to do this with excellence and with grace, and just, strong and healthy, and help other women do the exact same thing. So with that, that's my little story, and I'll be sharing more tips and where I'm at. Update though, I'm 9.5 weeks. Feel fantastic. I was sick for like a day and a half. I was legitimately sick though. In the beginning, I threw up and had a temperature and everything, and I've not had any nausea, no morning sickness or anything since in 9.5 weeks. And a really big driver to that. Again, I know everybody is different, so don't quote me on that. But for my research, it's been shown that getting in a lot of protein, between 80 and 150 grams a day, depending on your weight, is really helpful to help with nausea. Even though you don't feel like eating, protein will actually help you be full and help reduce nausea. And you will really not feel like eating. I get that. I've actually dealt with that my entire life, ironically. If I get too hungry, I'll feel nauseated and sick. And so for me, it's just I have to get protein in every few hours. Otherwise, if I get too hungry, then I'll feel sick. So that's been me my whole life. So it's actually, I just eat all the time anyway. It's a normal thing. So been taking a few naps lately, so a little tired. But other than that, taking all my vitamins, drinking a ton of water, doing my workouts, and been feeling awesome. So I hope that you enjoy this. I look forward to bringing you more tips and tricks and following the GI Baby Chronicles. So with that, I hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll talk soon.